Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vex Warfield, if I can remember my own name. Yeah, try that one more time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vex Warfield. I am Vex, your host. Yeah, that one was much better. But tonight, I'd like to dive a little bit into frequency. What is sound capable of? What are the frequencies capable of? I've been getting interested in this lately. Well, not lately, for about 2 years now. Started studying Reiki, and I was studying vibration and everything else before. And I started going into the frequencies and showing, actual results. You can observe what frequency does to things. And this should be something that everybody should know about. One of the things I'm going to do is play a couple videos, and then I'm going to play some 528 hertz and see if we have any good things happening with the people in the audience here. All right. So without me continuing on and on and on, let's go ahead and throw this video up and we'll get this going.
Five to eight hertz frequency been determined nearly the precise center of the entire electromagnetic color spectrum. There's only one number in the entire numbering system whereby the electromagnetic color spectrum is the same as the sound system. That one number is 528. Both the same in color and sound. 528 hertz frequency.
A miraculous key that opened doors that no man can close and close doors that no man can open. 528. It will change your life in the most beneficial way. And now we have substantive evidence, massive amounts of evidence that is what 528 is. Ultimately, what has happened with this planet is that we are dissonance to another note, another frequency. It turned out that when we discovered the original musical scale, there was not just 6, but a total of 9 core creative frequencies to the universe. That is, everything in the universe is made from 9 notes, only 9. And that the first 6 are the solfeggio, and then there's 3 additional ones that form a perfect circle of sound. And that perfect circle of sound looks something like this. If you graph it. So the first 6 notes, 396, 417, 528, 639, 741, 852, was the original solfeggio scale. The 528 that you can see on my left in green is the color green. It's the heart of the rainbow. That's the miracle note from the original solfeggio note, from the original solfeggio scale. And the other note that you see, 741, which is part of nature, is called the devil's interval in musicology. That when you play 741 with 528, it creates such an annoying and dissonant energy, diseasing, stressful, that if you continue to listen to it, you could die. And so that the concept here is interesting. In the world today, we have people who are controlling virtually everything economically, geopolitically. Their agenda has been population manipulation, population control for millennia. They have held the secret knowledge, the ancient music, by which the pyramids were constructed based on the math. All of the universe is constructed according to these 9 tones. They knew about them. In fact, they instituted. In fact, it was the Rockefeller Foundation in 1939 that instituted the world's standard tuning. The Western world tunes to a 440 hertz frequency. That when you tune your instrument to that, The F sharp note is 741. Precisely.
The A440 is the standard tuning. If you go A439, you're closer to one of the creator's tones. If you go A441, you're closer to one of the creator's original tones. That's how precisely it has been manipulated. To do what? To shut down the 95% of your brain, particularly the right brain that operates the heart mind to the divine community. Here is a metaphor so that you begin to understand what we're talking about. When you go driving your car and your channel on the radio is tuned to a station, you're doing, you love that. As you get farther and farther away from the tower, that music gets static. You start to lose the signal, clear channel, broadcast, and it's static. It's static, a little annoying. But you want to listen to it. You really have a heart for that music. So you continue to listen to it for another 10, 15 miles, and suddenly it becomes so annoying that you just hit the and you shut it off. And if you continue to listen to it, you get sick. That's what we're talking about here. Except you don't even know that you're listening to the static whole life. You don't even know what the true resonant frequency is because it has been kept. So in other words, the master composer, master conductor of the Universal Orchestra is singing love songs in 5/8, uplifting everything simultaneously. And we're the only species out of tune and accepting static for the clear channel. Dr. Masaru Emoto, he goes up on stage and he has a triangular, a musical triangle that he hits like an orchestra. He's hitting it over here, he gets a bing, and about 30 yards or 30 feet away is his interpreter standing here with the same exact replica of that same size triangle. Frequency tuned, the same frequency. And he tells his interpreter to put a microphone next to it. And suddenly, this one starts to resonate. He hits that one over there. This one starts resonating. How much of your body is full? They used to say when I was at Harvard School of Public Health, the truth was back then, 86%, 85% of your body hydrated was water. Today they tell us it's only 75%. Hot wash, dehydrating everybody. It's 93% of the function of DNA is light, sound, reception, and transmission. Reception, communication, and cellular upregulation. Regulation means it means precipitation. And now, you're rebound. Right now in water. Water is the most energy conductor of all materials. It's a superconductor. Let me give you the fundamental, the rudimentary origin of the numbers. Here it is. The most important number is 369. Again, that's that. Tesla created a Tesla coil. Tesla coils, energy amplifier. Your DNA is an energy amplifier operating by the 8s and 9s. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you've probably looked at engines or motors, magnets that have been wound with copper wire. When you do that, when you wind the copper, coil the copper around the magnet, it enhances the energy dramatically. That's what your DNA is. It's an antenna to the Creator. Every single cell of your body has this energy capability. It has this divine intelligence. What does that mean? That means the first entities that you should be communing with in order to uplift yourself, sustain yourself, heal yourself, is the billions of cells in your body that have its own unique genetic intelligence, its own sacred spiral to the Creator. And so this is the structure of the way that the universe operates, which does fabulous for us, our understanding of some of the most wonderful pieces of information to allow us to live a faithful life. A life according to the law, according to the matrix. Here is the simple way to analyze this. You've heard of what goes around comes around. You've heard of as you sow, so shall you reap. So this is explaining. Let's say that you're here and you are putting out negative thoughts, negative behaviors, negative actions. It's all energy. The neurology in your brain is powerful. 86% of you is God born. So now that's going out, and it goes out, and here's what happens. It goes out, it goes up, and down. This is called the event horizon. You shoot down through the middle of the event horizon, which is the black hole, comes out, spins back around, ultimately comes right back. Bringing to you karma. Bringing to you divine judgment. It's all according to the mathematical matrix. It's certain, it doesn't lie, it's always consistent, there's nothing missing, nothing broken in it.
All right, there we go. How's my sound? Is it coming through staticky or choppy when I'm talking? Or is it just the video that was doing it? Let me know if... Whoop, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, let me go ahead and stop that. Okay, so it's just the video that was bad. My vocals are decent at least. All right. Now, I'm going to try and power through one more little video here that I had planned. Yeah, I'll go ahead and power through that. Hopefully it'll be clear enough so that we can get the gist of it, at least. Okay, got to make sure and do all the buttons. This one gets into the same thing, but kind of, Hey, Stray, welcome. This one goes into the same stuff, but essentially kind of talks about the different aspects of it. So let me go ahead and get this moving. And check
So now
out.
we're searching for the magic frequency. And we start with 100 hertz, and we look through the microscope to see if anything's happening. We watch for 5 minutes. Nothing happens. We try hundreds and hundreds of frequencies, if not thousands, until we find the magic combination. Because we believed there just had to be a better way. There had to be a better way. And we think we may have found it. I have here 2 identical tuning forks, both tuned to the note A, then an orchestra tunes. These forks are both made to vibrate 440 times per second. We say the frequency is 440 hertz. If I tap this fork, putting little pulses of energy into it, this fork also vibrate in sympathy. And if I silence fork, we just may hear the other singing its tone. We say I'm inducing a sympathetic resonant vibration in the second fork. It works because both forks are tuned to the exact same frequency. Now, many of us have seen this great man on the internet who shatters crystal glass with his powerful voice. But if you watch him carefully, you'll see that first he taps the glass with his fingers. The glass sings its natural resonance. Then he takes a deep breath and sings loud, long notes, vibration in the crystal glass. The vibration grows larger and larger and larger until the glass is shattered. On the other end of the scale, we have a giant bridge of concrete and steel, a suspension bridge, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Cars and trucks and buses are going over it every day. And unfortunately, where they built this bridge, there was steady wind blowing across it. And one day, this wind induces a small vibration in the bridge, hardly noticeable. But the frequency of the vibration matches the resonant frequency of some part of the bridge. And the vibration gets larger and larger and larger until the bridge collapses into the river below. A destructive resonant frequency. So on one end of the scale, we have a giant concrete and steel bridge destroyed by resonance. And on the other, we have a small crystal glass shattered. So maybe we could shatter something even smaller, something really small, something you would need a microscope to see. Maybe we could shatter a living microorganism. So maybe we could change a biological living liquid crystal with a special electronic signal. But in order to do that, we would need some kind of device. So we search the US patent database, and we find this invention by a physician, Dr. James Bear of Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's called a resonant frequency therapy device, and its purpose is to induce a resonant vibration in a living organism or cell. If I put in, say, 100 hertz, out will come 100 pulses per second. If I put in 200 hertz, we'll get 2 pulses. So now we're searching for the magic frequency. And we start with 100 hertz, and we look through the microscope to see if anything's happening. We watch for 5 minutes. Nothing happens. So we try 101 hertz. We look through the scope for 5 minutes, and nothing happens. So we try 102, 103, and so on. Over the course of 15 months, we try hundreds and hundreds of frequencies, if not thousands, until we find the magic combination. The answer is you have to have 2 input frequencies, one low, one high, and the higher frequency must be 11 times the lower. It's what we musicians would call the 11th harmonic. When we add the 11th harmonic, we begin to shatter microorganisms like a crystal glass. These are the first videos taken. We show these videos to our friends in the biology department. They said they hadn't seen anything quite like it. Seems to be a new phenomenon. These organisms are being shattered by our electronic signals. We now know that cancer is vulnerable between the frequencies of 100,000 hertz and 300,000 hertz. So now we attack leukemia cells. Leukemia cell number 1 tries to grow a copy of itself, but the new cell is shattered into dozens of fragments and scattered across the slide. Leukemia cell number 2 then hyperinflates, also dies. Leukemia cell number 3 then tries to make another cancer cell. The new cell is shattered and the original cell dies.
I think that's a pretty good illustration of, well, power. The video before was talking about how water is a superconductor, and frequencies can move through them very well as a little electricity. Now, you guys also have to consider this. This is considered old technology. This is something they've been playing with for a long time. The guy went through the patent office to find an old patent. And this, I don't remember the actual year this was put out, but it might be different according to the video or who put the video out. But regardless, this is old stuff. And we already know they've, they deployed sonic devices. You could look at cellular towers, the cell phones, our Wi-Fis. I wonder what frequency they go on. So, like I said before, that first video was put out and it showed you actually an illustration of how the frequencies line up. And they touched upon the musical scales in the second one also. Now, this is stuff they know, so much so that they have illustrations for them to show you exactly what the numbers are and what they correspond to. And lots of people have been using the 528 frequency. As a matter of fact, I want to bring that up. Have been using the 528 frequency to heal themselves. I've been using it myself. Although I still haven't figured out how to heal basically the divot they dug in the back of my throat when they put me under in my surgery. Because, yeah, making my voice gravelly. It's messed up. Anyway, yes, bringing this up. But yeah, I know this. I've been using this for myself. The first time I actually listened to 528 hertz, it amazed me. It blew my mind because I actually felt it's weird, but I felt my whole body vibrating, at least to a certain extent. And quite frankly, I felt rejuvenated at the same time and afterwards. Let's see what happens when I do this. Is the sound still stable? This is one of the things that I listen to in the background. I just have it on when I'm doing other things, doing research, or sometimes even watching a video. I'll have this playing, and even right now, listening to it, I can feel my neck loosening up. If you just kind of let it engulf you, let it happen. You'll know what I'm talking about. I encourage everyone to go ahead and try this out for themselves. Like you can tell by the sounds on screen right now that it's not very loud, it's not intrusive, and it can be played in the background, and you can still get the benefits from it, even through headphones. It still works throughout your whole body because, like those two videos were explaining, resonance. It starts at the top and will resonate through your whole body. Now, this is great for going into meditations, for just clear mind, de-stressing. And I use this all the time. As a matter of fact, I'm really just getting into a mood to chill out now. Go figure. But my thing is, this is a real thing. It can be underestimated whatsoever. If you have any inclination into the science and stuff like that, look into this. Because there's the key to the universe. We're listening to any part of it. And we also know that, and I just call the air quotes they, the ones who are for depopulation and all that stuff. We all know that they use frequency in from record labels, having musicians play certain songs in certain keys, certain lyrics. I'll even pop music in general. Frequencies heal, frequencies damage. Frequencies can do a lot. Let's use it to our advantage. Play them if we can. See if there's a correlation between it. Do a little scientific, do some observations. I think you'll be pretty amazed. All right. Since I'm spacing out, then I'll go ahead and see if any of you guys want to jump up here and do a little jaw checking. And for those of you who've never heard that before, that means come up here and talk. Link is that in the chat. Join me for centering of the soul. I warned myself before I started this stream tonight that I might end up putting people to sleep. That's all right. I'm good with that. I'm afraid to say something because you might all be zoning out. Might harsh your calm. I've noticed after a while of doing this that your breathing can even out and become extremely steady if you let it. Well, Rebel Jack, this might be right up your alley. Because this is 528 is right there in the heating spectrum. Popcorn's good. Personally, don't eat it anymore because those little shell pieces get stuck in my teeth and it irritates the crap out of me. But it's a good thing I'm listening to this calming, healing sound. I think it'd probably be a good thing if we just loudspeakered this throughout all cities. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I quit eating popcorn right there. Always got them stuck in my teeth, my gums especially. Very frustrating. One of those suckers actually cut gums once. Hey, Callie. Welcome to the Chill broadcast. Yeah, quite honestly, I started thinking about this earlier today. Just because it seems like I woke up stressed. It's just I couldn't get the tension out of my neck. My neighbor is an evil piece of shit and loves to wake me up and stuff like that with loud music. And yeah, different things that would happen during the day. Oh no, I was having a real off day today. So right before I went to work, I went ahead and listened to a little bit of this. Did a little bit of meditation. Didn't go too deep or anything. Just something shallow, regulate my breathing and empty my head. And it helps so much. Yeah, like most people, I don't like going to work. I don't like doing the job I have to do. So it's real easy for me to get irritated with it and, I don't know, lash out maybe, throw something that I, probably shouldn't be doing in the first place. And like most of you might already know, my history with anger issues is fairly extensive. So anything that can keep me from lashing out, keep myself in control of my emotions, I'm all for it. And boy, this really does it. Callie, you need to sit in a room full of speakers playing this. I bet you'd actually get some sound sleep too. I'm gonna buy this on a CD so I can play it while I sleep. Oh, it'd be magical. Hello, Scrimshaw. Welcome to the Chill Stream.
Hey, Vex.
How you doing?
Ah, man. It's been a weird kind of day. Just a really weird kind of day. Stressful because I've seen a lot of difficult news. And it's probably not good vibes to put on your body. Been trying to research a couple of things. And that kind of thing, and I find myself a little out of sorts at the moment, so this is nice to listen to. I can't read the writing on this video, so I'm assuming it's 528.
Yes.
Oh, heaven, thank you for putting that on. Always makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
it's difficult to go through dealing with all this news and everything over what's happening lately, and there's too much happening. There's too much chaos. You gotta slow this shit down.
My
You
thoughts exactly.
gotta take a break. You know.
For the past, I'm gonna say, well, essentially, it started Monday night whenever I didn't do my broadcast, and it went all week, and
Yeah.
just all assembly. I just constantly, and that's the reason why I didn't do my broadcasts on Friday. Also, is because I was talking with this, trying to boost numbers in the assembly, do some recruiting. So
Yeah.
basically, I've been just on assembly all week, and then got to Monday, and I said, I'm going to chill for a minute.
You have to. You have to take a break. You don't really realize it, but assembly stuff is pretty heavy. And I find if I get on overload with too much information, whether it's assembly or something else I'm trying to research, my brain just shuts down and I can't do anything anymore. I have to take a break. My body says take a break. And
Right.
and you just can't do it every day. It's too heavy.
From us hanging out in Discord and stuff that I get to a point in the night where my brain goes to mush. I can't think anymore. I'm just like, okay, I got to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it was all week.
You had a hard week. You had a very productive week, but it was a hard one. Yeah, I agree with that, Rebel Jack. Rebel Jack says the knowledge download of assembly info is mentally draining, extremely. It's especially for me, my memory retention can be really bad. So I have to keep rereading things. So even just talking about the same thing constantly is very draining.
Right.
And you want to fix something, but you're concentrating on a lot of stuff that is difficult. So when you're talking about thought process and vibration, you got to take breaks and give yourself some love. And this 528 love vibration is very good for all your cells, your mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to give my brain a big hug.
Amen. Do that. I kind of need a big hug today. I need a new pair of glasses is what I need. I've been wearing these readers all day long. I can't find my old ones, my old glasses.
Hey, Robin, welcome to the chill stream.
So I'm getting a headache, especially with all the research I've been doing today. It's just been a research kind of day. Hello, Robin. I don't know who you are, but welcome. So it's you have to take a break. You have to. It's good to just stop and take time, even give yourself some Reiki or listen to music or whatever, because there's so much going on right now. You could just drive yourself insane.
Well, and that's one of the things we can connect to what's going on in everyday life right now, is they're disrupting us. They're disrupting our normal brain waves, and I'm having trouble explaining what I mean, but they're using all these frequencies, the cell phones, the cell towers, all this stuff is geared towards one end, where it is making everybody in poor health. Now, I'm not just talking about physical health, I'm talking about mental health. I know since I spend so much time in the city type areas, that every time I'm in the city, I'm stressed. But once I get outside the city, I'm not stressed. It's almost like a physical reaction. I'm allergic to their bullshit.
Yeah. Well, it also may be that you're empathic, so you're picking up on a lot of stuff from a lot of other people.
Well, if you put it that way, we all have a degree of empathy.
Some of us just, more than others.
Right.
But
agreed.
I think just the news and the difficulty that's going on all around us. I mean, yeah, you can ignore it and go out and play and go to the beach or whatever, or, I guess our thing has been to try to heal this planet, heal our country. And it's a heavy job. It's a heavy damn job, and all good workers need a break. Even God told us to take a Sabbath, man. So, so we have to.
Like I said, we're inundated with all these different frequencies and stuff like that. And I can tell you on the scientific side of this, right now we're going through with a bunch of stuff that's going on with our sun, going into solar maximum, where it's going to have disruptions, CMEs and stuff like that, all kinds of cosmic rays trying to come in through our magnetic basically our shield we have around our planet, which I would also add, scientifically speaking, that is depleting at the moment because of the polar shift, and also the cosmic rays coming off the sun and all that stuff also have an effect on it. Which makes, well, I'm convinced it's going to cause the polar, it actually is a cause and effect type of situation. One of these times we're going to get hit with enough mass out of the sun that it's going to completely flip the poles the rest of the way it needs to go, because this is a cycle that runs every 12,000 years, 11 to 12,000 years. This happens. Now we're ready for another one. I mean, we're due. And like I said, our magnetic field is weakening as we speak. It's becoming sparse and spread out all over the planet, which is not good. Once that happens, we will fall prey to cosmic weather. And it's going to shut down all this electric stuff. And we'll have to start from scratch. But enough of that doomsday stuff. I took myself on a little
it's like
side jump.
You gotta stop speaking on all the negative, because that's what spreads the vibe. So let's try to stick on the positive. But it's like
everything's connected.
All this planetary stuff does affect the body. I don't know. It's like the moon affecting the tides and affecting women's issues, and even in the your body is water. So it's like, they say people get a little crazy around full moon and stuff.
Yeah,
it is what it is. I'm pretty sensitive to a lot of that stuff. But it's just, you got to take time to heal. And thank you for reminding me of that today, because I've just been so inundated with trying to deal with finding what I need to find, that I've been ignoring myself today. And,
yeah, let's all take a moment tonight and just give ourselves the attention we deserve. Hell, even if it's just putting your feet up, back in your chair.
As most everybody knows, 528 hertz is the love vibration.
That's attributed to a few things.
And so, the grass that grows in your lawn and your plants vibrate at 528. And it's always good to take your shoes off and play with your toes in the grass. Let your feet hit the earth and get some love from Mother Earth, and get some beautiful sun rays from the sun. And we all need this. We're like plants. We need to grow, and we need to be watered, and we need our food. And part of our food is that planetary energy from the sun and Mother Earth. And so that's just where I'm at, man.
Yeah,
I like that thing.
Solar system.
Mrs. Red Badger just said, "Excuse me." She said, "I will roll with whatever the grandfathers call for. I will carry my bundle." I love you saying that, Miss Red Badger. Go ahead, Vex. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
All right. It's okay. Yeah, I was just going to say that the solar system is a dynamic system working in perfect harmony. Yeah, to most part, it's in perfect harmony. Outside of the fact when I just talked about, everything shifting. But other than that, this solar system works in perfect harmony. The electromagnetic shells that are around each planet, even the sun and the moons, and in the Taurus itself, that is our solar system. And I'm not talking about the zodiac sign. I'm talking about Taurus as in a big electromagnet type of thing that surrounds our planet. It's like it is exactly that. It's the magnetosphere of our planet, and we have one that's around our solar system. Now, all this is in harmony. Now, if we are natural beings of the solar system, of this Earth at least, then we are in tune with it. Plus, like the videos I played in the beginning, they make mention of how much our bodies are water and how much water can be affected by frequencies. So, knowing this type of thing, you can very easily, well, maybe not easily, but you can turn it towards your advantage. And this is one way to do it. This 528 is something really simple that everybody can latch on to, because quite frankly, you can go to YouTube just like I did and type in 528 hertz, and this was one of the first ones that popped up. I like this one because it's nice and calming and even, and like I said earlier, you can play it in the background and get the effects from it without actually having to focus on it. Or if you want to focus on it, you can also use it to focus yourself, which I try and do as much as possible. Self-healing is something that we've lost as a culture. Other cultures knew how to do this. I mean, how do you think we figured it out? Word of mouth first, and then we started doing experiments in labs. Probably a big jump in time there, but still, all the remedies come from nature. What is nature? Everything that we haven't put our hands into. What I was trying to steer this towards was, with everything that's going on today, we have to take time to center yourself. Exactly. We have to center ourselves and heal ourselves, because quite frankly, doctors aren't healers. And if you're looking for them to help you out, you're looking in the wrong spot. One of the things that I've been saying increasingly frequency is balance in all things. I mean, that works great for me, but not always with everybody else. The only thing you can do is strive for that balance. If you're in balance, you can control what's inside of you without a problem. And if you control what's inside of you, then you'll see that it has an effect on everything else around you. Miss Scrimshaw, you were going to say something?
Well, I think some doctors are healers, but in the way that most of them are taught, a lot of them don't understand some of the stuff that we're talking about, or natural healing. But as far as frequency goes, I mean, there's frequencies that could cause harm, there's frequencies that could be for the good. And this one is so aligning with living beautiful things that I think it's the very best one to have, this 528.
Yeah, and if you're interested in getting this or any of the other videos, I do have the links in the description if you're interested.
Oh, great. Because I was having trouble hearing the first couple, I guess, that you had on, so
yeah,
I'll rewatch them. But yeah, so this is wonderful for me tonight. I was looking into a lot of new stuff and looking into a lot of things which were very disturbing to me, and there was too much of that energy on me, man, and I really love this, that you put this on tonight.
Yeah, it was either this or start just bitching and complaining about the stuff going on every day.
Like a lot of people are bitching and complaining.
Yeah.
And there's so much going on in the world, and I really, don't want to mess with the vibe by talking about some of the things I saw today.
But that's also part of the therapy in itself, is expressing what is agitating you and getting it out by expressing it.
When I feel I'm just breathing it out and taking in the good vibes, and I feel that words are powerful. Words are words form thoughts, which form things, i.e. a part of manifestation. So if you keep talking on negative all the time, and don't put some good into your life, or some good vibrations, you gotta try not to let your brain manifest the stuff. Yeah. It's really I don't know how to explain it, but I really don't like. A lot of times when you're trying to do stuff to heal issues, say like assembly, or just even look at the news, and it can be really so heavy on you. And if you speak about it all the time and you talk in anger all the time, you become anger. It's almost like you are what you speak, or you create what you speak.
Actually, that's really true.
And you have to try to put your mind to good things. It says in the Bible, right? Jesus said, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are of good report, think on these things. And we need to take time to do that, because we're being bombarded with a lot of negativity. It's like being in the middle of a manifesting war with weird vibrations coming at you, man. And you just gotta walk away from it for a bit, renew your body, renew your mind, put
Yeah.
beautiful things and beautiful words there. Uh, oh wow, Rebel Jack saying he had a lot of dreams this past week. Maybe you need to talk about them. Has anybody else had dreams and stuff, man? Uh, you
I
know,
have.
wow. I've had vision, but it's been nothing to do with really what's going on with Earth. What have you been dreaming about, Vex?
With me, it's more or less all the same. Like I said, this past week has been kind of rough on me a little bit. So my stuff was more or less along the lines of, well, we'll just say disturbing.
Yeah. You gotta breathe out, breathe that energy out of you, man.
Well,
Breathe
one of
that
the
good
things,
energy and breathe that shit out of your body, that other stuff.
the reason why I was saying what I was saying earlier about getting it out was that's one of the tools I used to
Yeah,
allow myself to get to a point where I could actually, calm my mind enough to meditate or
right.
get past the emotion. And what it did was me, like you were talking about, exhaling it out. But with me, it was verbalizing and exhaling it out.
Yeah,
I was, if I scream or get grouchy and gravelly about it and get pissed off and express myself, then as soon as that is expressed and I feel like I've been expressed, then I feel better. And then I can actually go back. So essentially, one of the tools I used was going ahead and throwing my little fit, not breaking stuff and doing stuff like that, mainly just verbalizing it and throwing it out there to the universe instead of me holding it in.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree in a sense, but what I'm saying is, instead of doing that, I think the breathing might be good for you to start working on now. Just trying to
Well,
breathe and empty yourself because they. I believe that some people, some entity may want us to be in a negative frame of thought. So because you don't want to be um, subdued, controlled by difficult thoughts. So
well, that's
now
my
that
purpose in verbalizing them, getting them out, is because once I vent them, I feel so much better, and then I can go on and deal with the problem at hand.
yeah, but when you vent, what do you do? If it's like I have to think the same thing too, but when I vent and I'm letting bad thoughts out in words or in anger or whatever, all I'm doing is passing that anger on to somebody else, man.
But well, I'm not yelling at someone else.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no, no, no.
expelling.
You
Yeah.
don't understand. It's a vibration.
Oh, well, yeah, I
Words
do. I
carry
get that.
vibrations, and that goes out to the universe. So maybe before I vent, I should follow my own advice. Is to ask that your words be transmuted, the energy from your words be transmuted into something lovely and sent around to the whole planet, to heal the planet. That's what I think I should do before I start the day, is just say that.
Well,
Because I don't want my vibe, whether I'm down or whether I'm angry or messed up, to mess up anybody else. I know. But there's a reason why. I'm looking at what Callie's saying, but there's a reason why you mustn't go into a tirade all the time. I mean, I can listen to a lot of people's live show, and it's a lot of complaining all the time. Complain, complain, complain. Anger, anger, anger. Um, and it's not really great
No,
to
it's
stay
not.
there, to stay in that vibe. And it's like, if you're going to do some kind of live show where you're always in this same vibe and you're always going to bitch about this and that, and there's nothing ever good to say, it's not really cool. So, I think for me, I need to wake up and take a few minutes and tell myself that every negative thing that comes out of my mouth, every negative word, which is vibration, is going to be transmuted to send out love to this planet. We got to keep the vibes up here because there's so much happening right now. It's making my head spin.
Yeah.
And it's making everybody's head spin to a certain extent. And, this love vibe thing is really a truth that, people need to come to, and people need to learn how to relax. And I know where you're at with the anger thing. I've been through that stuff so much, and it doesn't do any good for the body. It needs to be expressed somehow. And if you find that's the way you can do it now, that's fine. But all I'm asking you to do is transmute those vibes. Let the vibes be transmuted to something that's not going to harm anybody. Because negative vibes, not doing any good.
Well, it's something that I've been working on for a long time. Like I said, I've had anger issues pretty much my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, for me right now, I get frustrated, but I've found that I don't need to use that same mechanism that I used to use, at least not as much, because I've gained my minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day emotion pretty much, even. I've tried to keep myself even. So even though I woke up this morning and I was on the bad side of my balance, it didn't make me lash out. I did, grumble a little bit when I heard some news on the radio, but other than that, I let it pass. So by the time I got home, one of the first things I did is put on one of the 528 and just let it play while I was, trying to do a little reading and stuff like that. And I evened out. And then that gave me the idea for the show tonight.
That's cool. I like what Arizona Infidel says. I don't get angry at people. It takes a very emotionally intelligent person, especially if you grew up in anger, to shed that anger. You don't have to. Walking in anger solves nothing.
True.
If you can have a view of something which is like stepping outside of the situation and just looking at it. That's all I can explain it. It's just like a detached view, so you're not in all this reactionary crap. That's what I've worked on. Sometimes I'm there and sometimes I'm not. Hi, Susanna. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, everybody goes through little ebbs and flows. I mean, I do it. Hell, just today, I went through a big old wave, and I'm all right. I'll make it.
No, but this is
as far as I'm concerned, I've structured my mind and hopefully my body around handling all this whatever comes at me.
But I like where Arizona's at because that's the place to be. It truly is, in my mind. Is try to walk this middle path where you don't have to be, the master of emotions. Doesn't have to get angry. Might not like something. Yeah, I get that. Arizona Infidel, he said, when I was younger, I discovered jealousy and how insane it is. Yeah. And jealousy can cause a lot of nasty stuff to you, but, I think, I got off the beaten path here, but the way, if you could be not reactionary to things, I think you live a lot longer. Yeah,
I believe it.
jealousy is worthless. Jealousy is definitely worthless emotion.
Of course it
Ms.
is.
Red Badger. Yeah, look what she wrote. It's wonderful. Maybe some of you'd like to come up. I'd like to speak to AZ, and I'd like to speak to a bunch of you. Some come up and say hello.
Yeah, like she just said, links in chat. StreamYard, if you haven't used it before, it's real easy. All you have to do is follow the instructions, and we prefer that you have headphones so that it doesn't feed back into the mic.
Well, usually what I do is I mute it out front here on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then the StreamYard, I'll keep the sound on, and that way I can deal with it, because otherwise I'm getting echoes and stuff. So.
Oh, one other thing, Rebel Jack. Whenever I had that toothache, I don't even remember which day it was. Monday, a couple Mondays back. But I played this stuff in my headphones and just sat there, and the pain went away within maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I was able to pull my tooth. Yes.
Callie, I have difficulty listening to some of those binaural beats because the sounds that they sometimes put on, I find quite irritating.
Yeah, there's a combination of sounds that do enhance irritation. I've noticed that too. So you have to be careful which ones you listen to. I'm sure you found good ones, but if I were the devil, I'd mix in a little bad with the good and make it really bad. By Paul Harvey.
Exactly. Arizona Infidel says, for me, the question was who was making me jealous, or who was making me angry, or who was making me sad. The answer was that it was me who's doing that. And that is so right, because you don't have to react that way.
That's right. The only thing you have real control over is yourself. How well do you master yourself? That's what I keep striving to do.
Well, for some people, it takes a long time to learn how to do that.
You ain't got to tell me. I'm on, about 30 years now? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long road.
I agree with you, Arizona. That's
Definitely.
Beautiful, beautiful thought. Arizona says, so I just refuse to give other people permission.
There you go.
Exactly. And a lot of people that suffer jealousy, all they do is go around angry all the time.
Yeah. I mean, jealousy is one of those things that can take you down a very short, dark road really fast.
Well, I mean, I can't remember what some people are saying, what the 7 deadly sins are, but I know that anger and jealousy, I believe, are 2 of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I haven't ceased my anger. I just control it. Or at least attempt to control it. I'm no master of my emotions yet, but I plan to be.
Well, it's funny. I can listen to certain people speak or yell and like feel the vibration come from their words, and it can really, really be beautiful or really disturbing. And yeah, I mean, you really have to be careful. I mean, the best way to be is to learn how to not react to shit. Because if it's shitty vibrations coming your way, man, it's just like, it ain't worth it. It just isn't worth it. A steady diet of reactionary bullshit. Pardon my language. Beep, I'm gonna beep that out. It's really not good for the soul.
Well, it's like you were saying earlier. You were touching upon that. You were talking to me and saying that what I project is absorbed by those around me. Even the trees, grass, all that stuff. People.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in exuding a goodness, it's just like you walking down the street and smiling at somebody passing you by, and they smile back. Now, chances are they're going to continue smiling, or at least have a little elevated happiness, and they're going to pass that along. It's going to be a chain reaction.
Right.
It's like the telephone game, except it works.
I'm seeing Kelly Unknown putting the 7 deadly sins up there in the chat. No. Definitely. Anger, jealousy, gluttony, greed, pride, wrath, envy, lust. Yep. Tree hugging definitely is. I've had days where I felt pretty damn down, and I went outside and I hugged the tree in my backyard, and that was the best thing. Exactly, AZ, exactly. You step back. It's like being detached. You don't have to react. You don't have to react to bad news. You don't have to react to people speaking bad vibes. You just don't have to. Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah. In this list that Callie put up, it's anger's not on there. It's wrath that's takes care of the anger. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow, wrath is kind of angerish.
Yeah, that's where it is.
It's 8, 1, 2.
Yeah, we were saying anger was one of them.
Well, I think wrath was definitely some form of anger.
Exactly. Wrath, anger, same thing.
Yeah. Trees. Susanna's putting pictures of trees up. I love trees. I love trees and I love the ocean. And I don't know. My kids saw that I was really unhappy about what happened overseas the other day. They sent me a bouquet of roses. So I have these beautiful roses sitting on my little table beside my desk here.
Nice.
Kelly cracked me up. She's like, took me a little bit to remember the no Googling. I think that's hysterical. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hey, what's some of the things that make people smile, man? Come up and tell us some good stuff. What's made you smile? What was the happiest thing that happened to you in the last month, man?
Yeah.
Come on up and say something good.
I'm trying to think of something for
beautiful.
myself.
What's beautiful that you did? Yeah, rocks do speak. I think a really beautiful thing is to hear or read what Arizona Infidel said tonight, because there's so much truth in what he's saying. It was really beautiful. Thank you. Your noodle. You know. Oh, I love what Miss Red Badger said. When I was little, I used to play in willow trees all spring and summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know how wonderful you feel as a kid when you're running through tall grass or playing with trees and you're in your bare feet. That's a beautiful time in life.
Yeah, I used to run through the little cedar forest we had, and I'd get home and have all the cedar stains on the bottom of my feet and have to practically scrape it off with a knife. Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, the snow does look pretty on trees in winter. You know, one time, I don't know, it was one winter, there was a lot of snow up here, and a lot of people were complaining about it, and we got like more snow than we ever had since they recorded the amount of snowfall. So one day I was sitting on a couch, and I don't know, I was a little under the weather about something, and it started to snow again. And I looked at the snow, and I don't know, I guess God put a little thought in my mind that all these beautiful little flakes coming down are just an expression of God's love for us, each little flake. I know that sounds probably kind of corny, but I wrote a poem about it, and I don't know where I put the poem. Hopefully I'll find it one day, but it was just really a beautiful thing to think about, and it just put me in a different place, you know. I don't mind living in snow.
I'd rather not, but I can handle it.
I like the changes of seasons.
I like in between the winter and in between the summer.
I really enjoy the changes of season. I love the fall and the crunches of leaves under your feet when they dry out, and pretty colors in the trees. Yeah.
I do like it right before winter kicks in, where it's basically jacket weather and a little bit of a cool breeze and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I like snow. Sometimes I have trouble with cold, but I don't know, I'm used to it now. I actually prefer it cooler than I do really, really hot.
Well, now that I kind of think about it, I guess I don't mind snow as much unless I have to go to work in it. I mean, if I just got to go somewhere, then it's not that bad. But if I have to go to work, I don't like snow.
Callie's
maybe
laughing.
like a psychological thing for me.
Yeah. Callie says it feels like fall here, 88 degrees. Well, fall to me is about 50 to 65 degrees. And I found my happy temperature is like 65 degrees. And just really happy there. I don't know if I could be living in the desert or someplace that's really warm all the time. Although I think the desert's really beautiful. And I went to visit my sister once in Arizona. And, and it was like, I don't know, March out or something. And you see like all this desert around and, little plants and brushy kind of stuff in the deserts. And then you see the beautiful mountains in the distance. where she lived, and just was so peaceful and beautiful. 50 degrees is cold winter. Brr, and she's laughing. Kelly says, no, that's warm winter here. 50 degrees.
Jeez.
Yeah, for summertime, that's pretty mild.
I think it would drive me insane if I ever had to live in California. Just for the weather itself, it would mess with me. Here in Missouri, it's really more or less even, as far as the seasons go.
Yeah.
More or less.
Where are you at, Susanna? 30 to 40 degrees is cold for us. I don't know. 30 to 40 degrees isn't that bad. It's like when you go below zero, that's the stuff that's hard. Oh, you did? Wow.
She must be up in a
Way north, like
area.
Canada. Yeah. Oh, Colorado yet? Snow? Wow.
Yeah, Colorado would do it.
Yeah.
I was out there for basically one winter, and my cousins lived out there, and so they wanted to show off and stuff like that. And the next thing I know, I'm on the side of a mountain, and we're sliding sideways and stuff like that. And they're just going, "Oh, this is normal."
Well, I can remember going to my sister's when I was younger. There's another sister, and she lived about, I don't know, an hour north of LA, Saugus, Newhall area. It was like August. It was 120, and at noontime. But in the winter, it was like 75, and I was like, yeehaw! And like everybody's running around with these heavy sweaters on, and I'm in my shorts jumping in their pool. I thought it was wonderful. And they all thought I was crazy, but I couldn't imagine anybody wearing sweaters and being freezing at 75 degrees.
Well, there is something to be said on how adaptable we are.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the differences in between Oriental people and Americans, or we'll just say European types, and Africans and stuff like that. Your environment has a way of affecting how your body operates.
Sure.
Somebody who's lived in California all their life, who's had mild weather, sunny California every day, type of weather, comes to Canada, they're going to be miserable, probably.
Yeah, it takes a while to adjust.
Yeah, and then adaptability is, it's kind of what it attaches to what we talked about earlier, also with healing and stuff like that. You have the power within you to do this, and you can heal yourself. You might not be able to, sit there and meditate and fix your broken arm. No, you probably have to, set it first. Please set your arm first before you try and heal it with your mind. Please.
That would only make sense.
Yeah, common sense goes a long way here. But you can stop your pain. You can separate yourself from it. I know this from personal experience. I was able to walk a half a mile right after I pulled a piece of rebar out of my knee.
Wow.
Because at that moment, I mean, when it happened, obviously, shock and all that stuff, but I quieted myself and pulled the thing out. And because I had no choice, it was either sit there and I guess just sit there until it felt better, or get up and move on and get to where I needed to be.
Yeah.
I was just that far away from my vehicle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was able to make that walk. It wasn't comfortable, but I was able to do it.
Yeah.
And you all can do that. Your focus determines your reality. I've said that before on the stream. It's not just a Star Wars type of goofy Jedi saying. It's actually true. George Lucas put some wisdom in that.
Well, our bodies are made to heal themselves.
Exactly.
God made our bodies with the equipment to do that. And
But I'm also, talking about the accessing of the pineal gland and spirituality and all that also.
sure,
Yeah. Using yourself as a conduit, as in like Reiki.
right, exactly. That I believe is a gift from above.
Absolutely.
Truly. And everybody functions in a different way. It's cool to see how different everybody functions in different areas and different things. But you know, I just think it's so nice to look at the chat and see all the stuff that's happening with people being exposed to nature.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what Veritas was talking about. It must be that alien blood.
Well, you've probably been living in a warmer climate for a long time, Veritas. Yeah, AZ is saying if this is climate change, I want more of it. Well, I was thinking about today. We've had a lot of rain here this summer, and this is the first summer that I can remember, and I don't know how long that the grass is still green on my front lawn. I've lived here in this town just about all my life, and I've never seen the lawn so green as it is this summer in August, and it's beautiful, you know. And yeah, I wish a little rain would go to California right now and the places that need it. But I'm just totally amazed. Yes, we are stardust, Ms. Red, and it's beautiful. That's a beautiful thought. We are made of the stars.
And of course, I have to take it a step further and say that stardust is made of the brain of God.
Woo, that's a heavy, heavy thought.
Stardust from particles inside the mind of God.
Well, it's like we all have energy within us. Everything's made of energy. I believe, if the word was created with the earth or the world was created with sound by the word, that's energy too.
A nebula goes off, spreads its contents all over the area, then it solidifies into something, perhaps that sparks. And then other debris starts coalescing, and then it does spark. It becomes a newborn star system. Just from an explosion. Welcome to Monday Night Madness, everyone.
Well, it's a little mad because I'll sit out on the front porch at night. That's one of the things I really like to do. Sit out on the front porch and I look up at the stars in the sky when there's not any clouds up there, and see little stuff moving around all the time. So I don't know if what it is, but it's way, way out there because it's like even smaller than the head of a pin kind of thing. And you'll see things just move around in odd ways or spin or go out at angles, and I have no idea what they are.
Huh.
But I just look it's not airplanes or anything. That's a heck of a lot bigger. The lights, they go over and haunt here from Boston. So I'm used to that.
Hmm.
But that's just way far out. You can just barely see it. I wish I had, not binoculars, but telescope. A good
Yeah.
telescope that I could look and see what some of these things really are. But it makes me really feel one with everything when I'm sitting out there looking at the stars, and looking at these weird, teeny tiny, itsy bitsy, almost microscopic specks moving around.
Yeah. I don't have a real good telescope, but I have a spotting scope that I use.
Oh, cool. My dad used to have a telescope. I don't know where it went, but maybe someday I'll get one.
I like looking at the moon and just, I don't know, every time I look at the moon, it just seems like it's fake.
Well, it's funny. I used to work with somebody, and we'd come out of work, and he'd stand there and point at all the different things and tell me what planet it was, the different stars, and he just was so into all that. I never really got into it that much, but I mean, yeah, I can identify some things, but that guy was unbelievable
Well,
talking about
back
that stuff.
back when I was in high school, I went over to a buddy of mine's house, and he had one of those. It wasn't like a real great one, but it was a good telescope. Zoomed in really well, clear, picture on it and everything like that. And that was the first time I got a real close-up look at the moon outside of seeing it on, TV or something like that. And I saw it for myself, and I'm just looking at it going, it was the first thing I thought. I was like, it looks fake. I mean, it looks too clear to be, it looks too close. It sounds weird saying it when I was looking through a telescope, but it really did. I mean, I looked through it, and looked up at binoculars and stuff like that, and, thought, basically the same thing, and thought it was essentially just, because I was looking through binoculars, it looks fake. Okay, no big deal. And then the closer I look at it, it still looks the same fake. It's almost like it's a picture. I don't actually believe that it is fake. It just looks fake from where, I see it on Earth. I don't know if anybody else has come across that thought, but I don't know. It's always been one thing that's always bugged me. I mean, as much as I study in science and stuff like that, it's one of those things that's like an oddity to me. Because I could look at Jupiter and it doesn't look fake. I could look at, Mars and all the other stuff. It doesn't look fake. But every time I look at the moon, it looks fake.
That's weird.
I know.
I don't know. Who knows? A lot of people have thoughts about different planets and, whether the Earth is flat or round or whatever the hell. Or different theories that we're living under a dome or some damn thing. I don't know. I think the moon is the moon. I'm not going to worry about it.
Well, see,
I want
my
to ask.
rationals.
Oh, that's all right. Go ahead, Vex.
Well, I was just gonna say I don't. My rational part of my brain doesn't, think the moon is fake. I really don't. But every time I look at it through a telescope or some type of magnification, I can't help but go, what I'm looking at is fake. I don't know what it is. I like I said, my scientific side says, that's all just stupid thoughts, Vex. Don't think that. But every time I see it, it sparks it in my mind. There's something off. I'll just put it that way. Okay, go ahead, please.
It could be just it looks a little weird to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard so many people talk about so many different things, but yeah, the ocean does know she's real.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to ask Callie, I'm saying Allie, I'm tired. What is this? You need an old working typewriter. What kind? An electrical one or the old-fashioned kind?
Clackety clack ones. I used to have one of those. I thought it was fun to type. Check, check, check.
Well, part of the problem with having old typewriters is it's hard to find parts for them now. And we ended up.
The only reason I had it. Oh, go ahead.
Well, we ended up when I was working at a library. Just having to do everything on the computer because there was difficulty finding parts. I love staring at the ocean, AZ. He said he lost track of how many hours he spent staring at the ocean. I'm reading these because I don't know if you could see them or you're watching that chat much, Vex. Or
Yeah,
maybe somebody else is not going to see it when this show gets published. But yeah, the most beautiful, relaxing thing is just sit at the ocean and watch the waves come in and listen to the sound. And it's just, to me, it's just the most calming thing.
See, for me, it's the forest. Just being in the middle of the forest and the wind, even just lightly going through the trees, it's like freaking music.
Well, when one of my sisters used to live up in Maine, and almost every weekend I would go visit her. And it was really weird because, down here you don't often see these flowers. They're called lady slippers. And somebody Native American told her that they were good luck. I don't know, but they just seem quite rare to me, and I don't know if they grow profusely in other areas, but all I know is that I felt so much more at peace being around the trees there. At one point she lived really far up, almost in Canada, in New Hampshire, and it took me quite a while to drive up there, and man, just being around those trees, something about being around trees, just being around you like that is so calming and beautiful for the soul.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever I lived, there was a time in my life where I lived in the city, but I spent summers and a little bit of winter away from the city. And that was the most calming time I ever had. And that was way back when I was in, before high school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's something about being around a mass amount of people that is not quite right for us. It's almost overwhelming our senses. I believe that. And in order, if you're constantly being bombarded by all these different signals of emotions and things of this nature, then you're going to learn how to adapt. And you're going to learn how to shut it off. And then, on top of that, we add in governmental interference with our food, water, air, you name it.
Oh, sure.
And then it totally, just fluoride itself encrusts the pineal gland and cuts you off from your higher energies. Now, if this wasn't happening and compounded with the stuff that they're doing to us, plus with what we're doing to ourselves by congregating in large groups. We were never meant to be in large groups like this in a small area. It's like caging an animal. We figured out how to shut off the pain receptors because we're being inundated with all that stuff. Now empathy is lost almost in the city.
Oh, have mixed feelings about that. Yeah, I think those do affect people sometimes, but on the other hand, it depends on too that a thing that I don't think a lot of people think about, and I think we have auras, and auras, they say are made of light. I also think they're made of energy. And sometimes those auras expand a great deal. It's not always just these auras are very close to the body, but they can expand very, very, very wide. And I just think living in an area where it's very dense in people, it's like your auras are overlapping and like
Yeah,
they're
interference.
yeah, but I mean it's like everybody it's like invading the space, but I mean you don't have to be like 10 feet away from a person to invade their space. It might be 50 feet, it might be 500 feet. It
Yeah.
depends how far the aura extends out. I mean, and that probably sounds really weird, but I really think it's good for people to have space.
Most definitely. I mean, it's one of those things where in my adult life I've noticed that I've gone through different waves where I like being around people and I don't like being around people. It's almost like my cup runneth over, so I have to take a break. That type of thing. As of right now in my life, I'm to the point where I don't want to be around mass amounts of people. So mainly I spend my time sitting here and, interacting with you fine people on the internet. And before that, I was playing in bands and had roommates that were in a band, and the house that I had was basically a band house. Always had people coming and going at all hours. Just a busy place constantly, but I was perfectly happy with it. I mean, as long as everybody knew that I was in charge.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was happy with the chaoticness of it. I was good with it. I was floating on top of it. I was, navigating it very well. But after a while, my cup runneth over. And I basically started kicking motherfuckers out. And, and then I went, I'm moving.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it. And, granted, other trials come up. But, it was, like I said, waves of differentness. Because at some points, I want to be around people. Some points I don't. That's how everybody is, generally. But I've found that in my everyday life, I don't hang out with a bunch of people. But when I come online, I hang out with a whole bunch of people. Whether, I'm directly conversing with them or not. I mean, I know there's at least 50 people, if I really needed to talk to.
Yeah. Well,
and if nothing else, I can do a live stream. Go ahead.
When you talk to some people online, and it's a lot different than talking to some people in person, and I can still feel people's vibes like from online, and I mean, it's like you find your soul family in different places, and I really do believe in soul family. I don't know. And I think you find the people that work with you and your soul family, and that's what will radiate to you, and you'll radiate to them, and that's the beautiful thing about we find beautiful people on the net that we can relate to, and whereas if you're living in a situation that you're not relating to people and they're not really aligning with your soul, it's just a beautiful thing for this to happen. And I gotta say, like everybody in chat and everybody here, I mean, I just love you all. It's good. It's a good place to be.
Yeah, I like to refer to that, what you were talking about, as like soul clusters.
Hmm.
I don't know why. It just seems like it's right in my brain. It fits with my
Yeah.
my theory that I've come up with. But it's like an arm of energy with fingers. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And sometimes those fingers are spread way far apart. But in all actuality, there's no distance.
Yeah. I'm looking at what Arizona Infidel says. It says the past year and a half I've spoiled the crap out of myself ordering things online. I don't miss going to the large stores. I don't like being in large stores unless there's very few people.
Yeah.
If it's extremely crowded, I have to leave. I just can't deal with all the energy. I don't like it. It's really nice to just sit and shop online. I like shopping online. But no, to go into a physical store, eh. If it's a smaller store and there's not a shit ton of people in there, I'm okay with it. But when it gets to the point that it's wall to wall people and you're bumping into people, no, it's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah,
And
that's never been pleasant for me. Some people are powerful in who they are. Some people are not, but still, you can still feel it. Miss Red Badger put this in. My home is now is still perfect. A few more folks, but they are all like-minded. See, that's your cluster.
yeah. Yeah, well, peoply.
Yeah, I was just
Not
seeing
too
that
many
one.
people. I like a lot of room myself. Where I'm at, it seems that every inch of land there is, they build these newer houses and they are taking up almost all the land on the property. It's like, I mean, okay, you might not want to mow a lawn, but hello. And they're going higher and higher up. I mean, like this little place where I'm at is really small. So whenever people build a new house, it's like they gotta outdo each other. And it's so weird. It's just so weird. They just wanna keep expanding their space, and that's cool. But I mean, I want a patch of grass to stick my feet on, man.
Gotta have that backyard at least. But,
A little spot. I don't have to have a big backyard. I just have to have a small backyard with something to put my feet on, man. But I mean, there would be nothing more cool than to go visit. I have not visited the middle of the country. I'd like to go places in the middle of the country. I'd love to have chickens. I'd love to have some animals. We can't have chickens here and stuff, which sucks.
Need to drive over a little to Appalachia.
But I wouldn't mind going to Appalachia. I wouldn't mind going to the mountain, like the Blue Mountains or in Appalachia. I would love to visit all the wild places in every state. I would love to go to waterfalls. I want to go see waterfalls.
I got my favorite down here in Missouri. It's called Rocky Falls.
Yeah. Can you swim there?
Oh, most definitely. You can actually slide down the falls. It's like a water slide.
I love it.
It's all natural.
There was a place I went to like that as a kid, but I don't remember where it is.
Oh, it's burned into my brain. I can't not forget it.
I would like to go back there again and slide down those falls.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. AC.
Gotta love the country.
And I like to walk through the tall grass on the plains. Probably get bit alive by bugs, but uh-oh. That sounds pretty hostile. You need some more 528, Kelly.
Oh, is that the one?
She says, I'm about to strangle, and I'm not going to read the rest. That's so funny.
Deep breaths.
Hmm.
In with the good air through your nose. Out with the bad air through your mouth.
Well, I think chickens are cool. I would like to have some animals here, but they just stopped zoning. That's one thing I forgot. I got to attend to.
Yeah, I was going to answer what Callie just put in there, but I can't figure out how to say it. You know, that there's an ointment for that. How do you spell ointment?
Well, fire is a good thing sometimes.
You need some Gold Bond medicated powder.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's really weird.
Yeah, well, I don't need to type it now.
That's nasty, SMS Veritas. I would wait till they were sleeping one night, stick a gallon of bleach in their damn pool. I don't know how big it is.
Stick a chicken coop right next to it.
That's true. Get some chickens.
And great balls of fire.
Man, I'm gonna have to get you some chickens. You can have chickens down there, can't you?
Me? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Veritas. You can.
Yeah. Well, I can't where I'm living right now, but as soon as I move, I plan to have some chickens, damn it.
Yeah, well, maybe that would be cool.
Thought about getting some pigs, too.
Pigs are supposed to be really smart.
Yeah. But I was wanting, bacon pig variety.
Yeah. Indoor chickens. No, that'd be kind of messy. I don't think you can train chickens to go on paper or anything, man.
Teach them to use the toilet.
Oh, listener just read her solution to the pool. That's growing skeeters. That's too funny. Oh, that sounds nice, AZ. I love flowers. I'd like to be down in Arizona when the desert came into bloom. I would like to see that someday. I hope one day I can see it. Miss Red Barger always has a good solution for everything.
And half the time, it involves explosions.
Explosions can be fun.
I know.
Oh, cool, Kelly. I wouldn't mind having a farm if I could move around a little better.
All I need is enough space to do a garden and have chickens and maybe some hogs, and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I'm gonna need to pasture of sorts. Well, no, pigs don't want to be in the sun all the time.
I don't know who does that, Veritas. I mean, if I had a house with a pool, I'd be putting water in that damn pool and going swimming.
Yeah.
It just sounds dumb. Everybody's having fun talking about things they like to do. And yeah, mushroom badger. Chickens are a good thing.
Eggs and chicken meat.
Well, if you have chickens, they lay eggs. They buck around.
Yeah.
They also eat chicks,
Yeah.
which is good because they'll keep your yard for your ticks, and you won't have to put chemicals on your lawn.
Yep.
hmm
All right. Up here on the chill stream, we're adding AZ Infidel.
Yay! Hey,
Welcome,
Z.
AZ.
We'll see if this works. My internet's been wonky lately.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the only one. It's showing that my internet is barely functioning.
Yeah, I'm connected by cell phone, and it actually has been changing modes the past 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, like I said, it's not going to be very much longer. They're not going to be able to keep the electronics going because our electromagnetic shield is weakening. And like I said, the solar maximums come upon us. So, yeah, we're going to have some sporadic damages.
We'll see. Well, I mean, we all know things are going to go down at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And keep going the way we've been going.
All the more reason to be able to control yourself and stay calm.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm pretty good at that.
Awesome. Now, there's a lot of people that will need your help. That's for sure.
So,
Keeping everybody else around you calm.
like I said, I learned it a long time ago. Some people get triggered and they're like compelled to pass it on, and just don't play. Don't participate.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't say tragedies in my life because really they weren't, I wouldn't consider them tragedies. I just had a rough upbringing and did some stupid stuff. But looking back on it, now that I'm, hit the big 50, I'm 50 years old. And once I've hit that, I've looked back at it and said, yeah, it was kind of, horrible, but not really bad because you could take so many lessons in the times you've been kicked, the times you've been, hit bottom, and the times you even rise up to the top. I mean, your life is a learning experience. And if you're not learning from it, then you're failing to grasp the point. I'm sorry, I went off on a little sidetrack there.
I just got back.
Welcome back. Good coffee?
Yes. AZ, I just love your way of thinking. Did you start to think that way before you became an adult, or did it just kind of grow on you?
Wait, you asking me or AZ?
I was asking AZ.
I look back, and I believe a whole series of situations were put in my path that allowed me to grow.
Mm-hmm.
They would like show me things that other people were wrapped up in. And even though I wasn't wrapped up in things like that, I kind of got it by seeing other people go through it.
Yeah.
And I just made it, it's like I hope we all have like a set of rules we live by or principles.
Yeah.
But these things just added to my own list of principles.
Yeah.
And it's like it worked out very good because all these things taught me a lot,
Mm-hmm.
not only about other people but about myself also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all got this road to go down. We all got lessons to learn.
Yes, I agree with that 1,000%.
When I look at the way I feel about something now and the way I was when I was young, man, I was pretty good when I was a kid, but then when I got a little older, my head was going into all the foolishness of the 7 deadly sins as far as I'm concerned, and pulling myself out of that, studying, trying to pick and choose what's really important to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. And some hard lessons learned popped me over. But I still have a hard time with it at times. But I try to stay chill. I know that I should be in a place where I'm not reactionary. I try to stay there. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the limited scope you put it in. Yeah, it does.
Well, it's rather simplistic, I guess, my explanation of that.
Well, I mean, we have a choice whether to react to something or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I think a lot of people don't realize that. They think it's just normal to react. I think that reaction sometimes is often taught. To learn it.
I think individually we're like all over the place. Just like not everyone is at like the same level of understanding or knowledge that you may be at.
Exactly.
We're all over the place, but a lot of people are seriously driven by emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what brings out a lot of the worst in people is that emotion.
Yeah.
So the good emotion is incredible, but the bad emotion is really reprehensible.
It's destructive.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what you find out. I guess that's a lot of what bothers me about a lot of what's going on today is the total lack of control to be able to step away and not react. And what this reactionary crap, pardon my language, was crap. I also get in the crap myself sometimes, but your reactionary bullshit is basically, stirred up a bunch of muck on the planet. Everything is so reactionary.
We've been immersed in, I think I've told you this before. It's like we had the crap under Obama that was going on. People were trying to reveal things like Benghazi and other things. And then when Trump got elected, it's like all hell broke loose on the left. They were reacting. They were doing things to get us to react. Like a serious propaganda war broke out.
Yeah.
And well, they have been working really hard to get us to react to different things, whether it's masks or the vaccination or Antifa stomping around. It's been an onslaught.
Yeah.
So even though I keep tabs on it, I try not to get wrapped up in it.
Yeah, I get you.
Because I can see the reactions on both sides.
Yeah, it's obvious. That's definitely obvious. And
so I mean, it's all over the place, though. Like everybody's waiting for Trump to get put back in the presidency, raise their hand.
Yeah, well, I hear you, but it's like I don't know. I just people that react to the strongest sometimes do the stupidest stuff. No offense, guys.
Well, did you watch?
Everybody. Huh?
Did you watch the antics in Portland yesterday?
I saw some of it today on the on somebody's show. Yeah. That's just ridiculous. I mean,
Well, you wave an American flag and Antifa goes apoplectic. Proud Boy sees Antifa goes apoplectic, and they meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. There is no middle ground right now. That's the problem. And I'm not talking about in individuals' eyes. I'm talking as a group. People have no middle mind anymore. People too busy passing that vibe along where they're reacting to everything. And no matter what one wants to say, that perhaps puts a different perspective on, this kind of behavior. Somebody else has to say something else inflammatory. It's always trying to inflame people. Why? What good is it going to do?
It's a preemptive strike.
Huh?
It's like a preemptive strike.
Yeah, but I mean, in the long run, at the end of the day, what good will it do to have done that? I hear people all the time saying, you should get mad about this. You should be angry about this. Doesn't this upset you? It's like, even on some of the live streams, it's like all they care about is perpetuating anger. And And it really messes up people's objectivity. Because, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I
I
agree
should
with
try.
that 100%.
Yeah. We should try and get everybody to play 528 on all their live streams.
Well, yeah, but people would think you were nuts. Some people would think that's totally nuts, or what we're talking about here is totally nuts. And, you know, and I really think that people have addictions to strong emotion.
Oh, most definitely.
You know,
I
I
mean,
think it's
go ahead.
part of our physical nature.
yeah,
I think it goes back to a more primal. You know, even though I'm a Christian, I believe it's a more primal nature that we're supposed to ascend from.
yeah,
You know, it's like I live in a parallel reality. One of them is based on the Bible, where I believe things are going to play out a certain way. But the other reality is what I see playing out in the world.
yeah,
And what I know of the Bible, it's telling me to come out of that world, be a part of it. Yet it's like that very physical man that's in me wants to react to it.
yeah.
I want to get involved. I want to kick in Ethan's ass, but I know it's an emotional, primal thing that
Yeah.
pushes me to want to lash out.
Yeah.
And you know, even though we covered earlier, you know, dealing with situations in life, those feelings and emotions are still there. It's like they have to be tamped down on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Not to react to it.
Well, it's a question of maintaining objectivity.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part.
I do a lot of like relaxing things, like loading ammunition, building ARs.
You're so
Yeah.
funny.
I go out target shooting.
There you go.
It relaxes me.
There you go.
Yeah, it puts things in perspective.
That's cool. You know, I could see where it would.
Well, it focuses that energy into something relatively innate.
But positive, because you're accomplishing something and you're working with your hands, and you know, that's like your craft. Say you were a painter or something. I mean, you know, some men working with that stuff is their craft, is their art. You know, I don't see anything really wrong with that. I think it's a cool thing. You know, there's a lot of different art. There's an art to hunting. There's an art to war. There's an art to just about everything you can think of.
And all those can be taught, traced to different levels of meditation with some people.
Mm-hmm.
I know whenever I sat down and Vextradamus, whenever I sat down to draw, I'd get totally focused, and it would be my entire world, whatever I was drawing.
Yeah.
And then when it was done, it was exactly the way I wanted it. I mean, it was a level of meditation. I didn't know it when I was, you know, starting to do that stuff, but it was the same thing whenever I'd sit behind a drum set. It was a meditation
Yep.
because I was in the zone, you know.
Yep.
Everybody does it in at least a small way. Whenever you get that little click of focus.
Yep. Exactly. But I mean, Hazy, you make me smile when you say that. That's funny.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I haven't done any of that kind of stuff, so I wouldn't know what it was all about. I don't know. I've worked with a lot of tools, but never with any arms.
I'll see if I can get video on this thing. I don't know whether my cell phone signal will hold up.
Yeah. I was looking at some of the things Ms. Red was saying, and I understand that you don't have to. You don't have to feast with them. You don't have to apologize. None of that stuff. Oh, is that a lathe I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So you're machining your own stuff. That's awesome.
I wish I had one.
I wish I had a lathe too. I used to make chairs when I was a kid.
I have a small machine shop.
Nice.
Can I be you? I love that.
I mean, I moved out here close to the edge of nowhere, and I got to keep myself occupied.
Yeah.
That just shows your intelligence.
Yeah, but I mean,
I have a lot of interest.
That's great.
Most people with substance do.
So what are you working on your latest adventure?
Well, I happened to pick up a couple cases of 7.62 by 25 ammunition years ago.
Yeah.
And I always intended to get something to shoot it.
Yeah.
And so I decided I'd put together an AR in that caliber.
Nice.
Interesting.
Now, since there's been a demand for guns, ammo, and parts,
yeah,
I wasn't able to get what's called a barrel blank.
Oh, okay.
Which is, this is the barrel. But when you get a barrel blank, it's about 1.25 inches in diameter, and you machine it down yourself.
Yeah.
So I went perusing through some of the used part websites and found they're cheap, but it was chambered in a different caliber, so it'll fit a AR-15, and I have to chamber it for that cartridge.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
And then I'll be able to shoot all that ammunition.
Nice.
I
Nice.
wish I had the access to a machine shop. That'd make so many cool things.
Well, it's your art. It's your art, AZ. That's pretty cool.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I do sometimes. And you have to find things to keep yourself busy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Other things to focus on, and there's nothing so wonderful as to make something. You know, it's whatever you're making, it's art. You know, whether you're making, a barrel or whatever it is, a tube that your ammunition is going to go through for your arms.
I'll show you another one.
Cool. I love machines. I used to work in a machine shop, but I wasn't a machinist per se. And when I was younger, I worked on lathes and I made, like captain's chairs and shit. So I love lathes.
Well, this is a bigger barrel I'm working on.
I was wondering if that was. Yikes.
I've got a piece of steel like this as a receiver for it, or a bolt.
Yeah. Wow. It amazes me how people like to craft. Beautiful crafting.
I'm like plagued with ideas.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I make jewelry and stuff now. It's like not fine jewelry, but just crafted jewelry. And, I have other craft things that I like to do, and I have so many ideas. I should just write them all down. But if I spent all my time writing, I wouldn't get anything done.
I keep notebooks.
I just have way too many ideas.
That's why I keep notebooks.
Yeah.
Not all of them down. When I get a great idea, I'll start putting down details about it.
Yeah.
I got too many hobbies.
What did you say, Vex?
I said I have too many hobbies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's not enough time in this lifetime for me to do all the things I want to do and make all the things I want to make and see all the things and places I want to see.
By this time next year, I want to be doing live streams from my garage that I converted into a shop, and walking around there and talking to you guys on my laptop.
Cool. That'd be cool.
That's my game plan.
Yeah. AZ, I got a lot of people that were machinists in my family, so.
Okay. I was, years ago, I did a stint as a machinist. I worked on it was called a hard-inch automatic chucker.
Yeah.
And depending on the part, it would feed, well, it was fed by like a length of metal in rod form, for those who don't understand what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it would automatically feed it, and it wasn't computerized. It was like a pneumatic, hydraulic computer, sort of.
Yeah.
It could be programmed to do certain movements. So had a foreman who would actually go through this programming thing to get it to make certain cuts and things.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you get that figured out, you start it up, and it would, cut material, machine the part, cut it off, and spit it out.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the parts would take as little as 10 seconds to make. Other parts would take a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it became really boring.
Yeah.
Because all I was doing was cleaning the part when it came off, and I'd have to do a handful of measurements on it to make sure it would stay in spec.
Mm-hmm.
And adjust the machine if it would go out. But I grew up at a time when just about every high school had a vocational machine shop.
Yeah.
Which Oh, it would. The size of the vocational machine shops they had in high school were the size of like one of the dollar stores. They were pretty damn big.
Yeah.
And I stuck with that for a couple of years and learned everything I could in there. And so it's always been with me, interest in metalworking.
Awesome.
And then when our government sold us out to the Chinese,
Oh God. Yeah.
Right.
The Chinese started selling a lot of their basic equipment really cheap to us.
Yeah.
And I started buying it up.
Nice.
Because, I mean, even like real, genuine, but used machine shop equipment is freaking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive.
One of the reasons why I don't have any of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that lathe that I showed.
Hmm.
I actually have two of those, and the first one I bought retail, and I got it on sale for $1,000.
Hmm.
And there's one outfit that still sells them, and they're almost like $3,500 now.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the free or the low cost Chinese shit has like disappeared.
Yeah.
They make you pay for it now. So I just started buying it up when it was inexpensive.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's something to be said for buying secondhand tools. When it comes to expense, especially these days.
Well, I buy a lot of secondhand tools, machine tools.
Yeah.
Not the machines themselves, but like machinist vices,
Hmm.
chucks,
Hmm.
things like that. And they're still expensive, but they're usually older, well made, and they have
Yep.
that brown patina color instead of shiny metallic.
Yep. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe how expensive some of the tools are. I mean, if I wanted to go further and explore further in jewelry making, I look at some of the wholesalers of some of the equipment that you would need, and it's insane. It's insane how much stuff costs.
The only thing I've looked at that I guess crosses over into jewelry would be like I think they call it a wire roller.
Yeah.
Where you can flatten out the raw wire into, I guess, small sheets.
Hmm.
Got the idea of using that for jewelry.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing to me how expensive everything is. I mean, I would sell a little of what I make, and then every once in a while I'd buy a tool. So
Yeah.
I've got some tools, but I kind of wish that when I was younger I went into doing more with that rather than when I went into, because it's kind of, I have a big interest in it, but it just it's much for me now. I can't see my investing a shit ton of money in that right now. Um, I'm just going to work with what I have at this point. I did invest in some leather tools and stuff too, but even that for me is expensive.
What I've been going by, given the way things are playing out, is I've been acquiring everything that I don't think we will see anymore for the next 10 years.
Wow. Yeah.
If things fall apart,
Yeah.
because if things fall apart, each one of us is going to be more or less self-contained.
Yeah.
And whether it's Mad Max or there's going to be some sort of barter system, you have to be ready to engage.
Yeah. Exactly.
Either with bullets or product or port.
Well, I think it's important to keep certain knowledge alive too.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you take everything that's been crafted mostly by hand, um, put it off on machines, and then we don't have the ability to use the machines anymore. Whether it's you got some issue with power, because we can't get electricity or whatever the heck that is. I mean, at some point, we're gonna have to fall back on what we
Yeah.
can actually do with older tools in our hands and shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. If of all the potential outcomes, if we get pushed back into the late 1800s, we will be lucky.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I prefer that to Mad Max.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know?
Well, Mad Max with versions of, well, we'll just say Oriental type people, Russian people, more Oriental people, maybe a few Canadians, lots of Southern style people from, below the border. Yeah.
Well,
Lots and lots of road warrior nationalities.
hopefully people just won't want to be Mad Max. I think people have got to wake up to the fact that we're all people, and this constantly pitting each other against each other is going to do us no good. I don't
But
like to think. I don't like to think of a Max kind of thing happening. I know it's a possibility at some point, but yeah, I guess you're right, AC. I'd rather go back to the 1800s than Mad Max.
well, I know, there's some percentage of people who are going to try to go Mad Max no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's some percentage of people who will put them down.
Yeah.
It's just a question of what evolves after that. The first 6 months, the first year, how things shake out.
Well, hopefully it won't shake out to be so bad.
Yeah. And you also have to add in environmental aspects to it. I mean,
Pardon?
I'm talking about the environmental aspects after the fact.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult to grow food and all that stuff. But unfortunately, if we lose power, it's going to be, Mad Max time, so to speak, like you were saying.
I agree.
It's inevitable just because lack of communication, lack of knowing you can still call a cop, that type of thing, knowing that, fire engines are just blocks away, stuff like that is gone.
Yep.
Well, see, what I find unusual about, let's say the internet and the grid goes down, they, whoever they are, will lose their ability to communicate with us. So they can't manipulate us anymore.
Well, they
Can't
can.
put up the propaganda anymore.
Well, maybe not propaganda, but they can use food, that
Yeah.
to sway the public. Look, we're the government. We're here to help. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see that far into the future as to what's going to happen.
Well,
But,
that's just one avenue. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
it's all right. But Mad Max is something I pray not to happen.
Yeah.
I hope humanity can hold their shit together. And, and the other thing is, I hope humanity, in the end, can, understand that a lot of shit comes from bastardized governments, and, that people are just people, and most people just want peace and to live, instead of hating on everybody.
The weakness of mankind being on full display.
Yeah, it's really, really awful. Governments, control freakism, this stuff happening. I don't know. I was thinking a more organic reason for the power to go out,
CME.
I'm not sure what you mean by CME, but something happened with the planet, so we get hit with some kind of
Coronal mass ejection from the sun.
Yeah. Maybe your router was meditating.
I've tried to prepare for all of that.
Yeah.
Honestly, what we could stand to do right now, in all actuality, is shut off the internet.
Yeah.
Leave the power on, but shut off the internet. Shut it down. Retool it. Start over. And basically leave it off for however long it takes to redo it. But leave it up to the newspapers and the TV, and we take the Smith Month Act back the way it was in 1948, before Obama trashed it in 2012. And we go a little backwards.
I stocked up on paper and toner cartridges.
That's funny. Well,
I'll put out my own propaganda.
Sounds like a plan.
Exactly that. Get rid of cell phones too. They're bad for us in every way. Every way they're bad for us. The only way it's good for us is we happen to be able to access information. But yeah,
we'll have to get to Morse code and fucking smoke signals. Pardon my language.
Well, we can go back to landlines. Those are safe. And with fiber optics, it's very, very fast.
Yeah.
But it's safe, so they don't want to use it.
Yeah.
That's that word again. They.
I don't know, man. Yeah, they. The infamous they. But, I don't know.
In the past 5 years, we've got a pretty damn good look at who they are.
That's right.
Yep. We're getting it. We're getting it.
Yeah.
Now we just have to get it in order so we can do something about it.
Hopefully. I'm not too sure we're going to be able to
Now, as long
do
as
what we want.
we still have power, there's a chance.
Yeah.
And even after the power is gone, there's still a chance.
Hmm.
But that relies on you and all the people that live around you. I know some people in crappy areas, some people are in good areas, but it's those people in those areas that you're going to have to depend on and get to know and get with, because
Yeah.
they're all you got, unless you got family, with you, which is good, but your neighbors, you're going to need them.
Well,
You
yeah,
are the militia, all of you.
Gotta keep telling people. Everything's local.
That's right. I mean, while the power's up and keeping your state strong is good, but as soon as the power goes down, you're going county by county, if you're lucky. Hopefully it doesn't go block by block.
well,
Then you're in gangland situation.
I'm not going to get too messed up about it. I don't want to think too far ahead.
Yeah, but when
You really
chaos
don't.
is... I'm just going to answer what Kelly just put in.
Go ahead.
We are many, they are few, is what she said. And but the trouble is, when chaos is kicked in, they become everyone. I mean, it comes down to that. I got to make sure my kid has something to eat.
Yeah.
So I got to do what I can to make sure that happens.
Mhm.
And as soon as that mentality kicks in, that's when the problems begin. Because
Yeah.
people are easily swayed with an empty belly.
Yep.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I promote meditation and stuff like that, because that's actually, and I also practice fasting. So being hungry doesn't bother me.
Well,
It doesn't hurt my decision making anymore. Go ahead.
I watched this heavy-set fellow, and he fasted something for like 53 days. It was basically, he had water and stuff, but he made it for 53 days. I mean, he lost a shit ton of weight, but the thing is he still survived that.
Amazing.
Oh, it was amazing.
He wasn't taking any nutrients?
Well, I probably liquid stuff,
Okay.
But not, like maybe vitamin water or something like that. I did not see him drink, like milk or anything like that. But
Gotcha.
I did not see him eat anything. He had, pretty much clear liquids kind of stuff. And the man survived. He lost a shit ton of weight. But I mean, it's possible to do that.
Absolutely.
It's possible to live off your body fat if you got body fat.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hydration is the most important thing, because you got to keep your muscles moist, so to speak.
But it's pretty weird to know that the guy went that long. I never heard of anybody going that long.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But they actually filmed this guy. It was like he was like on some kind of intense weight loss thing. But essentially it was fasting.
Yeah.
Well,
those of you who have been here for most of the time, I'd like to congratulate you for 2 hours of healing 528 hertz music.
Yay!
It may be the first time. Maybe you've done it before, but we're glad you're here to experience it.
Cool.
And I think there's going to be a run on these channels on YouTube. Yay!
Yeah.
What do you mean a run on these channels on YouTube?
Their views will go up.
Oh. Well, that would be nice.
Exactly, Rebel.
Mm.
Gonna go into that monk stuff, that throat singing.
Now that's Tuvan throat singing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot the name of it.
Tuvan throat singing, and you can sing 2 notes at a time. This is really weird. There's this crazy video of this woman who can do this throat singing, and she is like off the wall. Her technique is so good. I'll have to try to find that woman's video and send it on to you, because I think every person in the universe should see this and listen to it. It's amazing.
Hello,
Yeah,
Mark. Welcome.
that'll be one of my things to find. Mark, hello.
Nice.
What's up?
Oh, whoops. Right on. Well, let's see. I've been going for almost 3 hours now, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this to a close because, well, quite frankly, I'm hungry and I need a bathroom break.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
I've been sitting here gnawing on popcorn the whole time. I hope I haven't disturbed everybody.
Yeah.
Go eat, Vex, man.
Well, we'll go ahead and do some closing remarks from you two, and then we'll go ahead and shut her down. So, whoever wants to go first, take off. I mean, not take off, but talk off.
Talk off. Well, this has been a very nice, cool and groovy experience. And I hope that everybody can have a really peaceful night and a peaceful week, surviving this crazy thing we call the world. May the force be with you. Nanu, nanu.
yeah.
Nicely said.
All I can say
Thank
is
you very much.
stay calm, get prepared, and buckle up.
Wise words.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Scrimshaw, for coming up and keeping me talking. And AZ, thank you for coming up and joining us also and putting your infinite wisdom on the screen.
Much appreciated.
I'd like to thank everybody in chat for... I'm sorry, I stepped on you there. Say that again.
Everybody have a good evening. I'm going to jump out and let you close.
All right.
Night.
Thank
Night,
you very
AC.
much. Take care. All right. And I'd like to thank everybody for participating in chat. I always have fun interacting with you guys down there. And let's continue the chilling and maybe spread it around to everybody. And you know the world can use it. Pass it around. Send it to everybody you know. And let's chill the fuck out. And with that, I yield. Good night and sweet dreams.